Hi, everyone. Welcome to the latest Spring into Creativity program. Many of you have been here before, but I just want to remind you that these programs are supported by a grant from the Library and Services Technology Act and administered through the California State Library. These programs will continue through May, and you can sign up when you look at our library website, look at the calendar of events, click on the event, and you could sign up. And our next one is the oils, making oil ones, and those packets, the bags will be available in a few days. I'll let you know. After this program, I will send you a survey. If you can please complete that, I'd appreciate it. And I just want to introduce our latest instructor. Kathy Pettit is part of a group of card making women who have been at the library. Unfortunately, they were not able to meet this year because of COVID, but we're really happy that she is here today to teach us how to make greeting cards. I've seen their work and it's just beautiful. So let me go ahead and send it over to Kathy. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Barbara. Hi, everyone. I'm Kathy Pettit, as Barbara said, and I'm so happy that you're able to make it today. I see a lot of familiar faces that when I've been taking the classes, you've been taking the classes too. I hope while I just do the introduction here that you are setting out your supplies that was mentioned in the bag that you picked up. You've got your liquid glue here, the Tombow. You've got your glue stick. You have some kind of a pen. I've got an ultra thin point on mine, a ruler, and a pair of scissors. All right. I hope you'll enjoy making these 2 cards with me today. And you have your kits that you picked up at the library in those beautiful tan bags. My card making friends helped me put the bags together. This is not a one-man show here. And you might know some of them. Alphabetically speaking, we've got Dottie Corcoran, Carol Davis, Edie Cotel, and Dodie Tishner. We made a day of it and put those bags together for you. Together, we've been making cards for about the last 8 years. Needless to say, you'll never see us at a Hallmark store or a Hallmark aisle because we have such a stash of cards after 8 years, ready at a moment's notice. So I'm curious, before I go on, I have a question for you. Would you wave your hand, and I'll watch the screen, if you have ever made cards before today? Okay. All right, all the waves. How about those who are new to card making today? Let me see your hands. All right, good. So I hope to convert you into a brand new hobby. All right, well, I know we're anxious to get started, so let me tell you the order of what's going to happen. First, we're going to make the butterfly card that I'm pointing to using the napkin. That's going to be done in 2 steps. While the butterfly card stage 1 is drying, then we will go over to what we're calling the magic weaving strips down here, the red and black card, and then we'll come back to finish the butterfly card. So, and once we finish the cards, then we'll hopefully be able to hold your cards up to the camera and share your masterpieces. And then if you have any questions, answers, or if you want to share anything about what you have and what you've done and you want to show us anything, we'll stay with you until we run out of time. All right. Okay. There we go. So the first one, I want you to get out your plastic bag with the butterfly napkin in there. And take out your napkin, unfold it. Okay. You notice one side is printed. That's the side we want. This is the other side. We've given you a little head start or a help. We're going to peel the napkin. This is really, I think, a hand towel. And it looks like, I think, a beautiful watercolor. Carol Davis found it at Tuesday Morning up on Fallbrook in Victory, but she said they don't have them anymore. But it's a great store to look for wonderful napkins to make cards with. So you flip your napkin over. You know, it's 3-ply. So we want to just have the 1-ply here that has the print on it. So you peel it off. We've started a corner for you. You can lay it on the table if you want and hold one end down and have the other one. Peel it very carefully and do it as I'm doing it here, unless you just want to watch. Otherwise, I want you to peel, peel, peel. So you're down to one layer only, which is the one layer that has the butterflies on it. Okay. If it tears, you know what? That's what the glue is for. We'll fix it. Not to worry. So peel it off. And you know, I always like these white things. I use them later on if I have to clean off my table. Okay. Now you have your napkin. And you notice it's in 6 sections. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. For the first card, we're just going to use 2, and I like to use the 2 bottom ones. So once you've peeled it off, I want you to take your scissors and I want you to cut on the fold. I want you to cut out 2 of those, 2 of those sections. All right. Yeah, I can.
She had 4.
And then we're going to turn it here. So you'll see we'll still have 4 sections left. Cut right on the fold. All right. So now you've got these 2. No, I might knock it over things. Okay. So now, and then you take these 2 and you cut it in half. So now you're going to have 2 sections. Cut as close on the fold as you can. So I'm just calling them panels. Okay. So you just to make your table a little easier, just fold them up so they don't get in your way. And you notice that we've given you a second card. You can make another butterfly card from the napkins that you're not going to use. Okay. So now you have 2 napkin panels. And in your bag, you have a piece of cardstock. You hear it? It feels like the weight of a greeting card. It's like a lightweight cardboard. Buy them at Michael's. I noticed they have them for, I think they're $50 for about $5 or so in the paper section. So the next thing we're going to do, excuse me, is to glue these on to the cardstock. I hope I'm not going too fast for you. Okay, get your glue stick out. You ready? As the kids would say, on your mark, get set, go. But I want you to take the glue stick and I want you to cover the entire piece of cardstock with your glue stick. Okay? I like to go up and down, and then I go across, almost like a plaid design. And then I sometimes do it diagonally. you hold it up to the light to make sure that that whole paper, and you'll use a lot of glue. And if there are any bumps or any areas that don't get the glue, then the napkin will not stick. So take your time. On your mark, get set, go. I usually start up in a corner. This will give you a new perspective of all the napkins that you have laying around your house. And you'll look at it a little differently. Instead of saying, gee, I could use it for cocktail time, you say, don't touch that napkin, I have to make a card out of it. Or when you go to someone's home and they have a beautiful napkin, you ask your hostess if you could have a spare one. And then you make her a beautiful thank you note using her napkin. You can use cocktail size napkins. This one we're using is a hand towel size napkin. And you know, they're not very expensive. You can get 50 of them for like, what, under $5. So you can do circles, you can do everything. I just want you to cover the whole thing. Up and down and all around. All right. Can I hear a yes if you're done?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yes.
yes.
They're on mute.
Oh, they're on mute? Okay.
Yes.
All right. Okay, I'm ready if you are. I'm going to make my butterflies. You see the butterflies are going up as opposed to doing them. I think it'd be easier for you if you have them so the butterflies look like they're flying toward the sky or up. You take your napkin, give it a little, don't do it directly on the edge of the paper. Do it maybe a half an inch up, a little border of the paper. Press it down. Make sure it's straight. Okay. Press it down. It's almost like putting on wallpaper. And you might even fold it back a little bit like that so it doesn't stick. And you lay it down and you press it down. You can press it with your finger. If it wrinkles, just press it again. You can do circles with it and just do a little bit at a time. Okay, that's why we cut it into smaller panels so it's easier to do, a little more manageable.
Uh-oh, what happened to the camera? Uh-oh. Did the camera go off? Wait a minute. Wait a minute. The camera went off.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody try to call.
Oh. There you go. Okay.
Back again. Sorry about that, folks. So I'm almost at the top now, and I hope you are too. And if you're ahead of me, I want you to do the same thing with the second panel that you just cut out. Do it as smooth as you can, right up to the top. If there are wrinkles, just kind of press them out. And you know, if there are wrinkles, I'm sure when you give this card to a friend, no one's going to say, well, it's a really nice card, but there's a wrinkle on it. I think they will just thank you for thinking of them. Okay, so that's panel number 1. Now I'm going to pick up the second one. Again, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to lay my napkin panel down. I'm going to press it to get it started so it's adhering to the glue stick. All right. If you do it enough, you'll be able to do this in your sleep. And when I send these to people, sometimes on the back of the card, because people have asked me, what is that on the front of the card? They think it's material. So I sometimes will write napkin used on front or something like that. I mentioned the napkin.
May I ask a question?
Sure.
Do the two panels meet in the center? I kind of can't tell because it's white.
Oh, they don't. I'm sorry. Yeah.
Oh, they don't.
It's hard. Yeah. Because one is going to be the front of the card, and the other one is going to be used as we call it an embellishment. We're going to cut out one of those butterflies and add it to the top of the card over one of the other butterflies. So it's like a 3D effect. So that's the only reason we're keeping them just a little ways away. I guess my hand gets in the way. Okay. So you just go around, just press them down, press them down. So you're adhering them. There used to be a way of doing this, ladies, that you would have died. The first time I saw it, I tried it, where I had to do cardstock, a piece of saran wrap, and then a napkin on top of it, then a magazine on top of it, and then an iron. It got to be real messy, and the saran wrap would stick to the iron. And then one day, I saw a video with the glue stick, and I said, there's the answer. I've never been back to the saran wrap since then. Okay, so here is our card. If you have a book nearby, you can stick it in a book, something to flatten it out. Just make sure it's as flat as can be. And we are ready. This now is going to dry for a while, just because it's easier to cut it when it's a little bit dry and not real fresh. So here we go. Put that aside and get out the other card. We said we were going to do the magic weaving card. All right, it's the red and the black and the white card. You can put your glue stick away and get out your liquid glue. You notice that there is a corsage pin in the back. We stuck them in there just because I love this glue, but it tends to clog up at the tip. And so sometimes you just have to take your corsage pin and just stick it in there and plunge it in and out just to open it up.
Nice.
Like that. And instead of the rubber band, I started with the rubber band, then I came up with, I think, the better idea. There is, the bottle is covered with a plastic film, and you just kind of penetrate that film, and you just stick it right in there. So it makes it a lot easier. You don't need a rubber band, and you won't be puncturing the bottle. Okay? So hopefully you have your card out. Okay. There we go. Everybody see? So you should have, why don't you lay your strips out, your red and your black ones. And maybe you can even, you notice that I did horizontal and vertical.
Scrap paper.
Yes. Oh, and I hope you have some scrap paper like I have here down on your paper. Otherwise, you're going to have some glue to get off of your table, I'm sure. If you don't mind, it's up to you. Okay. So take your card. Make sure it's going to be the right way. You don't want to have your card opening the wrong way. So make sure that the opening is down at the bottom. And lay your get out your glue. And I'm going to start with a red strip, the first one across the bottom. Okay? I'm going to lay on my scrap paper, and I'm going to go glue, liquid glue. And we love this because it moves. Once you get your glue down, you can still move your strip. Okay? Somebody got a problem?
I'm afraid my kit is red strip free. All I have is this.
Who are we looking at?
Oh, what do you have? Yeah.
You
Kim.
just have the,
I don't have, I just have the card stock and the
in
handout.
the picture.
But I don't
Oh.
have extra strips or
Oh,
apparently
no.
what you have.
Oh,
We'll get it to her later.
Kim, you know, Kim, if, you know her?
No,
Oh, okay. If Kim, if you can give us your address, we'll deliver it to you. You live in, we do deliveries. I'm so sorry.
That's okay. I
But
wondered where you were getting that. I thought, where is it?
no,
I don't have it.
no.
Okay, I'll just watch. Thank you.
I just want, and truly, you know, one idea is if you've got a magazine nearby, take the cover of the magazine with the colorful paper on it, hopefully, and just cut out a strip. It's about 1/4 of an inch wide. So here's the first strip, okay? And then the next one I'm going to alternate, and I'm going to do the black and white polka dot, blue, 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 blue. Well, I hope that's the only mistake we make today, so I'm sorry. All right. So here's, but Kim, it's a real simple card, so you'll remember. And you've got a picture of it, okay? And then I'm going to do my red strip again. You see I'm alternating between the red and black. And when I'm done with the glue, of course, I'm going to trim the ends off. Back and forth. Okay. Okay. Just press them down with your hand. Okay. So you see I've got my horizontal done. And you get your scissors out, press them up against the side of the card, and cut even with the card. Bing, bang, and boom. And then I flip it around, and bing, bang, and boom. There we go. So there's the beginning of the card. And actually, if you wanted to, you know, you could stop there. But we want to make it even jazzier. So we're now going to do the vertical strips on the side. And now I've got 2 blacks and a red. So now I will put them on the side of the card, going vertically, with some glue on the back of your strips. And they'll cross right over. I keep them a little ways from the edge, maybe about a 1/2 inch. The trick is to get these strips straight. And if you're not careful with the first strip, then the rest of them are not going to be lined up. And there are other ways of doing this. You know, you can take your strips and do them diagonally across your card. Any way you'd like to do it. Here's the red. I space them out from the other ones. Press down. And here goes the last black and white polka dot strip. All right. So now we're going to have 6 strips down in total, and so 3 up and 3 down or across. All right. Press them down. And we've got the little fringe edges here. We're going to cut them off so they're even with the bottom. Good. All right. All right. Is everybody with me? I don't want to.
Just a moment, almost there.
Okay. I'll sing a song while we're waiting.
No.
Let's see. We could do a fight song. and have the Fighting Irish. If you have these leftover strips, you know, you can always take an envelope and take a little trim on the inside of the envelope. Here's the inside of the envelope, and take some strips so when the people open the envelopes, they see that you've also decorated that. Or you can take your strip and you can put it on the outside of the envelope. Kind of a little teaser about what's inside the envelope. Okay? Just in case you don't want to throw it away. And we gave you a second card also, so you can make a second card. We, of course, we didn't give you a second set of strips, but that's when we want you to be kind of creative. Go find a magazine cover or a catalog cover or something and use that paper. Okay, now you notice we have an area up here. We don't want to leave it blank, of course, so we're going to do a message. And you were each given what we're calling a sentiment card. It's also on cardstock. Sentiment what? A page. Yeah. So I decided, since it's kind of a large area here, that I'm going to put a happy birthday. We stamped it, but I want you to know, and I can hear someone saying, well, I don't have any stamps right now. Go on your computer, Microsoft Word or whatever you have, print a message. Do the font that you like and print as many as you want. And then you'll have, you know, a sheet ready to go. So I'm going to just take my scissors, as you can do. You can use your ruler if you want, but I just like to do it freehand. So I'm going to cut out the message here, happy birthday. In order to go straight, I have found if I keep the paper right up against the scissor is straight, and so will my cut be. And you know, if it's not perfect, it's okay. I don't think anyone is going to complain. And if they do, that's the last homemade card they get. So here's my message. Now, we could just pop it there and we'd say, oh, isn't that nice? But we never like to do things halfway. We like to make them nicer, we'd say. So we're going to take this, and we're given some extra paper that kind of goes along with that. And we're going to glue this on to this paper. One way to make it really easy for you is to start in a corner, and then you can decide how much, and this is called the matting of the message, and you can decide how much of a matting you want it. So I'm going to put some glue around the back of the card, round and round. And I'm going to lay it on the red paper with maybe a ½ inch, maybe, margin on there. I'm going to press it down. And then I'm going to take my scissors and I'm going to make it so there's the same amount of red on this side, as close as it can be, and another cut on the bottom with about a ½ inch. You know, there's also those fancy scissors you can buy in the store. You could have scallops, a scallop scissor, a zigzag scissor.
Nancy has
Oh,
one.
I'm sorry, yes?
Nancy
Oh,
has
you
one.
got them, yes, I love them.
Yeah.
All right. How many do you have?
I've only been able to find 2 of them. I'm in my granddaughter's room.
Good for you.
The street goes with this card.
Oh, yes. Now you think we're done, right? We're ready? Never. Here's something. We did take a class. It's called, I don't know if any of you, I hope a lot of you know about Operation Gratitude, where they send cards to the soldiers. And the class, the teacher, her name was Mary, And she said to take something like this, a simple message. She takes a ruler, or I think she did it freehand. And this is where your fine tip pen comes in handy. And it makes like a stitching mark around the message. So I'm going to go close to the border of the white. You see where it is here? And I'm going to go, it's like dash, 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 dash. Like you've put it in a sewing machine or you've stitched it by hand.
Hold it up close. Hold it up close.
Okay, yeah. Right.
Flat, flat.
Flat.
Yeah.
Did everybody see it? Okay. And then I'm going to do it all the way around. You can do it freehand. You know, another thing I think I'll do one day, but not today. I was going to do a dash, and then I was going to put a dot in between, just to kind of jazz it up a little bit. And then you go around the edges.
Terry was saying that's a neat idea.
Yeah. It's not our idea, I tell you. It was Operation Gratitude. If anybody wants to make cards for them, give me a call and I'll deliver them for you. It's wonderful. They go in care packages for soldiers who are overseas, so they're able to write home. There you go. I think it really kind of frames the message. Okay, now you think we're done. We're not just going to glue that on. We have something you see in your bag, these little foam adhesives. They're about, maybe about an inch thick foam, and they come in different sizes. This is probably what you call a medium size. You have to peel it off because it's sticky, and then pop it out. And on the back, for something about this size, I think we'll put one in each corner. They also come in squares. And so I think we'll... All right. Is everybody with me?
Yeah.
Good. I don't want to be too fast, but I don't want to be too slow. So I'm going to put one in the middle. Okay. So so they're like little pop-ups.
Cute.
Really cute, huh? And then, never to waste a thing, when you're all done using all these little pop-ups, you know, you can peel off the paper and you can cut those up. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm not a professional here with the Zoom. You can cut those into strips and you can use those because they're also adhesive. So keep that paper down. So now I've got 4 of them on the back. 5, I'm sorry. You'd think I could count. I used to teach school. Once retired, it all goes down the drain real fast. So I center the message like that. And I just lay it down. And I just put my hand on there to make sure it's all, we are done.
Great.
Oh, I'm sorry. Never say you're done, right?
Do it later.
Okay, ladies, I'll show you something. On the card that we made ahead of time, it has something down here. You see? They're called rhinestones. Oh, there we go. Okay? And I'll let you do those later just because it's very time consuming to peel off rhinestones.
And for men.
And for a man, maybe a man would not prefer to have rhinestones. But you can put them where your papers intersect down here. If when you use another paper, maybe you'd like to even stick a silk flower down there or a sticker of some kind. So, and these are a pain in the neck, I'll tell you right now, because they don't have the sticky on the back. So you have to put a dot of glue where you want your rhinestone, peel it off, stick it on. There are rhinestones, very hard to find. I just found these at Michael's, that have, just flip the package over and you can tell. They have what looks like little white dots on the back. That's a foam adhesive. So these you just peel off and stick directly on your paper, no glue needed. So if you ever find them and you like to add a little glitter to cards, try them.
Mine has glue on the back.
Yep.
Yours has glue on the back.
Oh,
Jane is saying she has glue.
hers has glue in it?
Yeah, some of them did.
All right.
Too.
You hit the jackpot.
You win the prize, Jane.
Oh, thank you.
You better go get a lottery ticket. It's your lucky day, huh?
I already won mine.
You won your lottery? Oh, okay.
No, I won this, so I probably used it up.
You did. Good. All right.
On the liquid glue, the little thing that was in the top, is that just dried up glue or does that go back in?
The pin, you mean? You're talking?
It had a little clump of something at the top. That's just dried up glue, right?
Dried up glue, yes.
Yes.
Okay, put the pin in.
You just stick it back in the side of the package there.
No, I'm just showing the Okay, go ahead.
All right. Here we go.
Okay.
Last card, ladies.
We're
We're
going to
gonna
take out things back.
take out the back.
No, take out. Now we're back to the.
Oh, yes. Now remember, I said we're coming back to this card with the butterflies on it. So here's what the card will look like. You have your choice of two ways of finishing it off. This way, you just take your matting paper. All of you have different colors. We picked them from the butterfly colors. And you can cut it so there's just a little bit of a white border around it. Okay? That's the more time consuming. Today, just for ease, I'm going to take this, I'm going to put my liquid glue all over the card, the whole front. And then I'm going to take my matting paper and I'm going to bring it right up, so it's right up to the edge, and it's going to cover the whole card. You see that from the back? This is the back. Okay? Or you can use your glue stick.
Or they could do it the other way if they like.
Yeah, so you do it either way. I prefer this way. I think that's really nice. But you know what? You've got two cards. You can do it both ways. Do one today with the cover the whole front. Then the second card you do it the other way when you have a lot of time. So I'm going to put the glue on my card right now. My liquid glue. Especially get it around the edges. Okay. You know, I'm so happy, ladies, that you're all here because I heard this was a sellout class. So we've got a lot of artistic people in our group. Wow.
What's that?
20 people. And don't all go to Michael's at one time. Or you could all meet there. And Joanne's. And did you know if you have a Michael's coupon, you can use it at Joanne's? Okay. So here I go. Light glue, not too much, all over the card. Lay it down. and press it on right to the edge. How are we doing on time?
You have 20 more minutes.
Okay.
Perfect time.
Yep. So we just kind of adjust it. And that's one reason I like to use that liquid glue. And I press it down, press it down, press it down, press it down. And let me tell you also that if you buy this liquid glue, go to Michael's. It's $2.55 with your coupon. At Joann's, it was like $5.50. And I said, whoa. So Michael's is the place to go, but Joann's also has, I love their things, up at all Fallbrook and Victory. Okay, now this is my front. So you see it's all covered. Now I'm going to flip it over and I'm going to trim off all the matting that all the way around the edge of your card. And then you see we're going to put the butterfly on top of this color. I can hear those scissors now. Okay.
I'm lost.
Jane, what's the problem, Jane?
What happened?
Did you cut down my napkins are a different shape than yours to start with? Yours is
Yeah, we didn't do
square.
that yet. We didn't do that yet.
Not yet.
We didn't do the napkin yet.
That's the next step, Jane.
Okay, so I have these two, right?
Yep. Now we're coming to those two.
Not one of the folded cards, or do I use one of the folded cards?
Yes.
Yeah.
Folded
Okay.
card. Okay.
Yes, fold the card and put the color on top.
Yep. Now, you ready? I want you to, the size of the butterfly card that fits with a little pink around it is 4 1/4 by 5 3/4. So the way I do it, I cut my butterfly in half, so I'm only dealing with a half a page here. Okay, we're going to save this other one for the embellishment. That'll go over here. Now this is the one that's going to go on our card. And I'm going to trim off. This is the tricky part. I'm going to trim off. I'm going to go up the side of my butterfly napkin as straight as I can, all the way to the top. Okay. All right. And then I'm going to flip it over and I'm going to do the length of it again, staying as close to the edge of the napkin as possible. We want to keep those butterflies. Okay, so now we've trimmed off both sides. So we have no cardstock showing, just the napkin. Now trim off the bottom. See where you've got your two really big butterflies? Trim that as close to the napkin as possible. Okay. So this is the way I do it. All right. Do you see how that turns out? Look, if you just trim the napkin, edge of the napkin, you see it's a little curvy, but who's going to complain? Now, is everybody pretty much with me?
Yeah.
Okay. And then we decide about where it's going to be up here. I try to keep my margins about the same. In fact, one way to do it might be to, well, just go up here and just do an approximation. just put a little dot. If you can see that.
Good.
See that little dot? And that's where I'm going to cut, because that will be about the same margins of the pink showing. So I'm going to cut right straight across. And if you have those fancy scissors, I wonder if that would work too. No?
Straight
Okay.
enough.
Well, I cut mine a little, it's not straight, you just straighten it up. Okay. How's that?
Mhm.
All right. Okay. Next thing you do is get out your glue again. We're going to glue that panel butterflies down. I guess the next big holiday napkin season you can look for is the 4th of July. Okay. Here's all the glue. Yeah. And we're going to just press it down. Make sure that the card is opening the right way, that you're not doing it backwards. So it should open like a book, and you just press it on. Make your margins as easy, as even as you can. Okay, now this alone would be a pretty card to send someone, but we have 2 more things to do to it. Remember that other panel that we have? Because we did 2 of them at the very beginning. I'm going to pick out a butterfly here, and I think it's going to be this butterfly right here. He is going to go over here. Okay, so I'm going to take, I could do this one. No, I can't do that one. Just make sure that they match, because we're going to cut. Yeah, that's true. You could cut this out. As Carol said, you can do another one that doesn't match and lay it on top. So you just take your scissors and just go, you know, it's, I heard a funny word, it's called fussy cut, where you go around an object that you want to cut out, but you don't do a real even cut. You do kind of a zigzag cut where you show a little bit of the cardstock underneath. Actually, this might be a better way to do it for you. I'm just going to cut it out roughly. Forget about his antenna. Okay, so now you have just this butterfly. It'll be easier to hold in your hand and cut. And so you just go around the edges of the butterfly. And forget his antenna. It's not worth it, because you'll have an antenna. Because this is going on top of one that's on your card. And all right. I now, even when I'm at Ralph's, I look at the napkins. Oh, and now they've got summertime napkins out with, I saw the other day with popsicles on the napkins. I thought, oh, for a summer birthday, that would be kind of cool. So go through your napkin supply, and we know we all have them, because they're too pretty to throw away. Okay, so I'm almost done with this guy. There we go. So here's my butterfly. You see, he's from the cardstock. And there's my butterfly. Now, you have more of these, the foam adhesives, and we're going to put it on the back. Look, on the back, and then we're going to lay it right on top of the butterfly that's already on the card. So let's see. I could do, maybe I'll do 2 just because I have them. Peel these off and put one on the back of one wing, one on the back of the other wing. I just want you to know how addicted I am to stamping. As an aside, I counted the other day, I have 185 cards. Ready to go. It's at a moment's notice. So,
How about that, give them the script?
oh yes, you can, here, well, here we go. This one is done now. You see the depth of it? You see how this, there. So that's done. Now, you think we're done? One more step. You can certainly stop right there if you want, but I like to take this card again, and I like to put a sentiment on it. But because I think the butterflies are too pretty to cover up, I like to put this message inside the card. And so I've got from this one, I've already cut out the I miss you. And so I cut it out. Again, a little glue on the back. And I'm going to put it on the pink paper. Okay. And let's see, I'll find a corner again, put it up against, press it down, trim it off so it has an even border around it, or fancy scissor cut. Little glue on the back. I don't think I would put an adhesive on the back of this one too. We've already got it on the front. So here's my card. Here's my message. And anyone would love to get a card that says, I miss you. And you press it down. And maybe if you get real fancy, you write something on the back like, handmade for you by me, and then you put the year, or you put your initials, or personalize it somehow on the back. So there we go. So now you've made 2 cards, but you have 2 extra cards, and you can continue to make cards. All right. Oh, I did it, ladies. You did it, ladies.